This has undoubtedly been the most stressful summer. Now make that year of my life. I've gone through some pretty crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen, but I just have never been this stressed. All the crazy projects and all of this stuff that took months and months and months and months and months, and the simple standalone video, the entire series, the other series that took months to plan, the giveaways, the live streams, the upgrades to everything, new cameras, new lights, new microphones, new computers, new screens, an entirely new setup from what I had last year. I even sent the YouTube legend Oompaville a package that he opened live on stream, which of course I got to react to. This has been my biggest year for channel growth by multiple times. It's insane. But that, of course, like I said, brought a lot of stress. So I will be talking about that today, and talking about everything that I have done over the last year. I and most people that know me, I think, would consider me to be a pretty, lighthearted and upbeat type of person. I'm not really into horror, I don't do that whole genre. I'm not really into the scary stuff, like gory stuff. And it's not that I can't handle it, it's just I don't really care for it. Like, I wouldn't go into theaters to go see Terrifier 2, but I did have to see what it was like by looking up, worst moments of online to see all the gore, just to see why people were supposedly throwing up and passing out in theaters. Spoiler alert, it's not worth it. So some people wonder, and maybe you do too, where did I come up with the idea for this video? Like, the inspiration for it couldn't have come out of nowhere. So the idea for this video actually started back in October of 2021. On Halloween, while I was in the middle of making Don't Fear the Reaper, which was another music video that was kind of spooky in itself. We actually filmed it on Halloween. It was filmed in a graveyard. We just, we went all out. Originally, we were supposed to film the continuation of an old series, but we didn't get to it because Jacob was sick that day. So filming was canceled, except I had already gathered a crew other than Jacob. I already had Travis, and a girl named Elizabeth, and my sister. So I decided we should do something anyways. So we went on a little adventure to some random places so we could film a music video for the song Don't Fear the Reaper, which I already knew very well and could lip sync immediately instead of needing weeks of practice. Travis, being a genius I guess, didn't really need any practice because apparently he played so many random rhythm games that were like weird Japanese things I don't understand that he could instantly memorize timing and lyrics, just like that. Like, he'd never heard the song before ever, literally ever, and I'd play it like twice and he would just get it. You can imagine how impressed and possibly jealous I was. So after some driving and experimentation, I wrapped up filming for the day with the crew and then went home to film on my own and edit. The parts where I was in the dark on my own were the parts that I filmed by myself. And of course I do all my editing myself and alone, because I don't like when people are looking over my shoulder. So as I was editing this unfinished masterpiece, I started to think to myself, some of these scenes would really look good with the song Enter Sandman if I could get it figured out. And then, months later, I started to think about it again, and a little more seriously this time. I had had very good luck with making music videos so far, and they looked pretty good for just being quick projects. So I started watching Don't Fear the Reaper on repeat over and over and over again, and listening to the song Enter Sandman. I also rewatched the original music video for Enter Sandman to see if I could pull any inspiration from that. Because usually when I make a music video, I want it to kind of emulate the song and maybe the original music video that it came from, like I did with Boulevard of Broken Dreams, or Spin Me Round Like a Record. So through doing all that, I started to build an idea of what this thing could look like. But I wasn't sure of the idea yet. So I went to the three people I always go to about video stuff: Jacob, Isaiah, and Jesse. I told them that I wanted to make another music video because the last ones had worked out really well. And I'm not sure that I told Isaiah, Jacob, and Jesse about this yet or not. So if they're listening, this is the first time they're hearing about it, I think. But I already had Enter Sandman picked out as technically the only contender. But I gave them a list of songs. So I basically wanted to see, out of all the ones that I thought could technically be a music video, which one would be the best idea. So I got a list of songs together, and I pitched the whole thing to them. Out of all the songs and the ideas I had for them, they all ended up picking Enter Sandman. So then we all started work immediately, because now that we have the song, we needed to start working on ideas. So I basically had everybody, including myself, just pitch out their worst fears in the world, stuff they had seen in nightmares, just crazy stuff, so that we had an idea of what we could use for this nightmarish imagery that we wanted to throw together. From all that, we got some pretty interesting ideas. Car crashes, blood, waking up dead, zombies, monsters, being trapped underground or buried alive, being chased, hunted, or murdered, and all of that mixed together into the finished project you see today.
Oh, look what you've done! I gotta have you photographed. I don't want your photograph. I don't need your photograph. All I've got is a photograph. It's not enough.
After Enter Sandman did so well, we figured we should make another music video, and I suggested the song Photograph by Def Leppard. The reason for me suggesting this song is it was kind of what I was jamming out to right at that time quite a bit. I had known the song since forever, and I was kind of on some sad vibes that week because I had been thinking about past relationships and some breakups, so I thought maybe I could channel that into making something creative. And as you may have been able to tell, I was correct. I got pretty into my role as a singer, screamed all the lyrics, and my movements were pretty energetic and spot on, if I do say so myself.
You got some kind of hold on me. You're running down mystery.
Jacob seemed to enjoy the whole process overall, and Isaiah liked it a lot when I would lose my mind.
Look what you've done to this rock and roll clown. Oh.
By the way, Isaiah, you're fired. Just kidding, you're not fired.
Hey there, guys.
Yo!
We got, I think we got the machine ready.
You're waiting. Go get him. So back at the beginning of the year, I told Jacob and Isaiah that I wanted to do this Adventure Time series, and I was kind of giving them forewarning because I was going to start planning for it. I knew that if I wanted this to be any good, I was actually going to have to write scripts and make props and do the whole thing. And I had never gone that far to make a production before, so I was a little bit nervous to kind of delve into all that. But after I looked into what I was going to have to do and made sure I could do it, I made the private announcement to my crew, and then I made the public announcement to all of you. I immediately had a dude named Torin contact me and ask me if I wanted him to make props. I also had plenty of fans contact me and tell me how much they liked the idea. All the support and assistance that I got from my fan base and then the Adventure Time fan base was surprising, to say the least. I honestly thought that getting this made was going to be a fight. So much weird roleplay content got made in like 2015 that people made fun of that I figured this would just totally be hated on. But it wasn't. Like, the feedback I got was positive. So I put this project on fast track, spent close to $1,000, had Torin print props, he helped me with the scripts. We basically did screen testing, script reading, the whole deal. We made a production. And when it was all said and done, I think it was worth it. We loved making it, even though it was a total pain, and the fans loved it even though it wasn't exactly a Hollywood-level production. And speaking of not Hollywood-level productions, I tried to make it fairly obvious in the description over the whole series run, but the Adventure Reborn series was actually inspired by Na Augie's Adventure Time in the Real World, which was a short Adventure Time series made back in 2014. But it can still be viewed today on Na Augie's channel, or viewed in the form of a reaction video on mine. Okay, so now you're going to see smoke coming out of there, so what I'm going to have you do is in a few seconds, you're going to like stare at the machine kind of like you're, kind of surprised. Yeah. And I want you to walk over there and open it, and it's going to be like, woo.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So want me to say anything, so I just walk over, right?
Yeah.
So,
Jacob, you're going to be looking at the computer, and when the smoke comes out, I want you to, like, look over at the machine
alright,
really
so
quick.
go and open it up, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Go. Okay. Hold on. Hopefully you can see my entire face. I'm not sure what the zoom does on this camera. But we're up on the trails. The idea of the trails is to give you a realistic hunting experience by putting 3D targets out, and then you shoot them. So obviously I've been going to the Pennsylvania Bowhunters Festival for a very long time. And this is actually technically the third time that I've vlogged it, but the first time never made it on YouTube because I started my YouTube channel in 2017, and the first time I vlogged it was in 2015. But if you could watch all three, you would notice that the people I'm hanging around have changed quite a bit. That's because there was like some friend group fallout, weird crap, and things really fell apart for a while. I landed in a totally better, cooler place than where I was before, obviously, because there's a reason that everything went down the tubes. But the whole thing made me become even closer with Alex and Elijah, so, you know what? All's well that ends well. Alright, so today we are doing the PC setup video. Basically, I asked for a bunch of you guys to send me your computer setups, and then I would review them. Now, this was a very fun video idea that got me super excited, dude, because I hadn't had many videos where I was able to, like, really interact with my audience. Like, I always felt, like, kind of, like, separated from you guys, almost, you know. It was like, I made the video, but then, like, I wasn't interacting with you. You guys were interacting with the video, and I wouldn't really hear from your side of things. But this, you guys literally sent me stuff in. Like, I was receiving your photos, and I had stuff from you guys up on the screen. It was, you know, broke the barrier a little bit, which was awesome. I wanted to do more stuff like this, but I actually couldn't really get people to send in for many other things. This seemed like kind of like maybe I struck a popular idea, and people were willing to really do it that second. But I think the other ones, people were like, I'll do it later, and then they just never did. I would actually like to do one of these in the future where I have you guys send in your best TikToks, and it could be like TikToks you made or your favorite ones that you found, whatever. You would just send them to me, and then I would react to them. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Adventure 14 here. I'm here with Braden and Tristan. This is one of those funny ones where I had the music video, which was the harder one, done, like, the day after the video shoot, and then it took me weeks to get to the full video. I was just so unbelievably excited to make the music video that I just totally blew off the rest for, like, a while. It wasn't something that I needed to worry about right then anyways, because I knew that Adventure Reborn was going to take a while to go out, and I had some gaming content, and I was working on a lot of other stuff, so I just wasn't concerned. But the final product was worth the wait, I think. So, funny story, the way I met Tristan, who's the stuntman on the scooter, was because one night I saw some kids fighting, realized that it was just competition fighting and not, you know, like actually beating the crap out of each other, and stopped in someplace and was like, yo, dude, can I fight? And they were like, yeah, I guess. So then I ended up fighting Tristan and one or two other kids, just because, you know, wanted to. And we all did that, and it was all fun. But then, weeks and weeks later, I stopped into the skateboard park again, which is where I met him the first time, because obviously he hangs out there a lot. And I was there basically just to stop a real fight from occurring, so I stopped in to stop a fight on my way out of town. And I ended up staying there and hanging out with Tristan and my boss and a bunch of other people for like hours. Like, I mean, I got there at like maybe 7:30 and I was there until 1 in the morning. So while I was there, I talked to them about bringing a camera by, getting some footage, doing a video, and they were like, yeah, heck yeah, man, let's do it. So basically, later on, Tristan got into contact with me, asked me to come out, I did. And that is how this masterpiece ended up getting made. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. It's been a beautiful year on the channel. I think the best year so far. That'll be 6 years now, I guess, that the channel has existed. 2017 to 2023, boys. 2023 is hopefully going to be even the best year yet. Basically, my goal is every single year that the channel exists should be better than the previous year. That's my goal. So I guess that means this next year is going to be lit. I gotta stop saying lit. Nobody's used the word lit since like 2016 except for me. See, what happens to me is I hear that vocabulary, like kind of this like new slang stuff, and I hate it. And then I don't use it, and I don't use it, and I don't use it, and then it seeps into my language like 7 years later for no reason whatsoever. Can everybody in the living room stop coughing? I need everybody to stop coughing so I can get a clean text. Shut up!